You ready? Cornhole with Smooth, bringing the community together, one bag at a time. What's up? What's up? What's up? This is Jay Smooth, and that is.
Hey, I'm Elise Whitelaw.
And this is another episode of Cornhole with Smooth, the podcast. What's going on, Elise?
Not much. Recording during my lunch break, so we work it into the schedule where we can. So just hustle and bustle on Scott Air Force Base. Getting the PCS season is our busy season, so keeping me busy.
Yeah. I totally understand. Same here. Just using my lunch break to do some recording. I mean, it's a blessing to have the flexibility to be able to do this. So
Definitely.
I totally appreciate you jumping on at this time. Midday Cornhole with Smooth Podcast. I love it. Well, today we have a very, very, very special guest. He's a vet in the game. He's been around the game for a while. I mean, he about as smooth as I am. They Mr. Jerry Wolford. I'm going to bring him to the stage right now. So we're going to welcome Mr. Jerry Wolford to the stage. What's going on, Jerry?
What's going on, everybody?
Hey.
Hey, that's a nice introduction. I ain't that smooth now. I
don't know about that, Jerry. You very smooth, man. When I first met you, man, I was like, I got to be smooth like him.
Oh, man, you got to raise them standards a little bit.
And he's humble.
Right. And he's humble. Okay. Well, I truly appreciate. Well, we truly appreciate you being on the podcast today, man. I know it's kind of midday, but we fit into everybody's schedule, man, and you was willing to jump on, man. So we truly appreciate you, man.
Absolutely, man. I'm excited for you guys. Proud of you guys. This is awesome, man.
Man, thank you so much, man. It was something that me and Elise just kind of like discussed kind of briefly, and I mean, look, man, we are wow. All I can say is wow.
Yeah.
All I can say is wow, man. So let's just start off, man. Let's tell us about yourself, Jerry. That's who you are and what you do, just besides cornhole.
Well, I mean, obviously, you guys probably see enough of my posts on Facebook. You clearly know I'm an insurance agent with Shelter. But other than that, man, I'm just a people person. I love everybody around me. I have a passion for just getting people together to have a good time. It's kind of how I fell into this sport and just fell in love with it. But I met a lot of friends who have really just become family, really. Awesome. But other than that, my kids, I have 2 daughters. Oldest one is 23, youngest was 19. So nice. 1 foot out the door on the last one.
Yeah, I love it.
No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, other than that, I'm pretty flexible. I do a lot of different things, play golf. I love going to sporting events. I travel all the time. I love going to Mexico. Everybody knows that. Pretty nothing special.
We definitely see your signs everywhere for insurance. How did you get into that? Did you grow up saying, "Hey, I want to be an insurance agent"? Like, where did that come from?
Lifelong dream. No, I'm just kidding. No, actually, I owned a car dealership for 5 years. I went out on a limb. I started off in the car business. I've always been in sales. I've always done something with people. I was in education. Not a whole lot of people know. Helped start Le Cordon Bleu, the culinary school in St. Louis.
Wow.
I was a part of the startup team with that. I was the director of admissions, so ran the recruiting department there, and then I worked at a couple different other schools. So that was just something really, probably one of the careers I had the most passion in. I mean, I was able to see young mothers, young fathers coming in and, that are not traditional students. They weren't going to go to Mizzou. They weren't going to go to, a four-year university. They were more of a hands-on type of student. So I got to see young families, people trying to grow up and take on a career. It's like raise their family. And so I did that for a while before I got into the car sales. But then I just had a friend reach out to me and said, "Hey, Shelter's looking for an individual to take over an agency." The agent was here she was here for almost 30 years. So it was a pretty good book of business. And they thought that I would be the right guy to keep it going and to help build on it. And my friend called me, Craig Wood. He's an agent down in Fredericktown, Missouri. And I just said, let's do it. So I jumped on board and I've been doing it ever since my 3rd year.
Okay.
That's awesome. And I know a lot of people who go through you for insurance. So you are doing amazing work. And I know we kind of dropped our little video with Patty P. And I didn't even think about it, but he was falling over your actual sponsored boards.
Yeah.
So it makes sense for you to be on the podcast right after Patty P.
I mean, I can't miss that opportunity. I mean,
You can't.
it was right there. It just literally just fell in my lap, literally.
literally. You know, that's awesome, man. So, like, you know, Jerry, how did you get into the game of cornhole?
So I lived in Wentzville for a long time, and I had a friend of mine next door. We used to always sit out, and we would have we'd do bonfires. Sometimes we'd play washers, but just guy stuff, typical growing up in a suburb, cutting our grass and have a beer in the front yard and just talking about, the games on TV. And I just one night, man, we just heard some thumping about 10 doors down. We're just like, what in the heck are they doing down there? And they had a bunch of lights out, and we're like, so we grabbed the cooler, we walked on down, and, just got hooked, man. As soon as we started playing, we're like, I'm really got pretty good at this. And we kept playing. So I went home and Googled where to find tournaments. And because I thought I was just a natural. I was going to walk in and just start winning these tournaments. And
Right.
Man, it like a lot of players coming into the game, that's kind of, I feel like I took the same path. Is like I got into something I really, thought I was good at until I actually went out and played some players that were really good. And the guy that introduced me to the butt whooping was Brian Jones. I met Brian Jones in my first tournament, and man, like I said, our first time we showed up, lost 21-0. Came back the next time, 21-2, 21-6, 21-8, and just kept, we would go home. Literally, me and my neighbor were partners, and we'd play every night. So I'd go home, we'd set up the boards after we got knocked out of the tournament, kept playing, and just fell in love with the people, man. And my nature of just wanting to get people together, I just ran with it. And then me and Jones just hit it off like that. Yeah. He's the true OG of the game, like, especially in St. Louis. Him and I just, we clicked and we just built it from there. I mean, it's amazing. Every time we see each other, we talk about, we just look around, just take a deep breath and just say, man, look at this. Cause we would show up to it, we'd have 10 teams and thought it was a huge tournament. Like we were,
right.
And now it's just like all this in St. Louis. It's just amazing to watch it grow in front of us. But yeah, that's how it started. Just neighbors, just playing bags, and we jumped in.
Well, I want to tell you personally for myself, thank you guys for what you guys did, laying the groundwork in for people like me, at least to get in the game and fall in love with it, just like you guys did. We truly appreciate you guys, and I want to continue to see you guys out there on them boards too, because I love playing with you guys and playing against you, because you guys always have great advice, always. And you guys are not the type of people that will not give advice. You want to see everybody get better. It don't matter who it is. I watched you tell people and shown people how to do things. You've even shown me plenty of things, so I already know. So
yeah, no, yeah. It really is, man. Like when I started MCA, one of the things I said was it's more than just a game; it's a family, and it really is. I mean, I've never seen a group of people, and I've played sports my whole life. Like I used to travel playing softball, and there's just there's no group, no collective group of people like the cornhole community, especially in the St. Louis and Metro East. If one of us needs each other, needs something, I've never seen a group rally so hard. They just come together, and I instantly fell in love with it. So now it's never been. I mean, I love the game and I love to win. I love to compete, but to me, I love seeing these players come up and you really just see the game for what it really is, and really it's a community. I
brought that up on our last podcast with Patty P. We talked about the workshop that you and Brian did over at the shop and how much I got out of that, not just like the tips with throwing, but the little speeches that were given too, gave us a perspective that kind of like how we view things, that you guys at the level you're at, you view things the same way. So I got a lot out of that, and I'm trying to plug and get you guys to come on our side of the river to do something like that over here. Yeah,
no, it's one of the best advices Brian gave, and he's so right. We start going to these ACO majors, and I like I told Jones, I could break down anywhere from California to North Carolina. I mean, anywhere, pick any highway in this country, and I could post on Facebook and say, hey, I'm at Highway Z and hey, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody knows somebody that plays cornhole would know us and would be able to
Yep.
pick it up. And it's and the way we did that is just when we would show up at a major, the Matt guys who were, Matt is the greatest player to ever play this game, I think, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I walk right up to the board next to him and throw with him. One of my best friends in the game, Eric Zockline, easy. He's former king of cornhole. One of the most humble guys you'll ever meet in your life, but he is an absolute beast on the boards. I mean, he's amazing. And but I would just go up and I wanted to be their friend first, and then I would just throw with them and just talk with them and got to know them. So I was never intimidated by who I was throwing against. I just wanted to just pick their brain or watch their throw, different situations. And but yeah, that's what this community is. You're going to have your tools. You're going to have a few that are just not cut from the same cloth. But for the most part, you can go up to any player, one of the top players in our area, and they're gonna welcome you in, and they're gonna give you some advice. And trust me, they're gonna listen to you too, because there's new players that come in. This game's evolving every day.
Yeah.
Watch Ryan Trader on the boards. You can get a 12-year-old guy on the board, kid on the board, and I'm gonna watch him because he's elevating the game. Like we get at one level. There's always going to be somebody else who's going to take it to another level. And I'm always going to be a student of this game, and I'm always going to be I hope somebody that represents our community very well, because I want everybody to see who we are as people, not just as the game.
And that's one of the reasons I did want to have you on here, because who you are. It's not even about cornhole. It's just who you are as a person. And like you said, you're going to have some people in there that you're not going to get along with, or whatever the case may not be the best fit to be around you. But at the same time, you never change who you are. So
right. That's exactly right. I kill them with kindness. Kill them with kindness.
That's right.
All right.
So,
we're excited to hear about, sorry, Jay. We're excited to hear about this big event that's coming up, that you, I guess, sort of started this up. So I have never played. So one, I want to hear more details about it. And then as somebody that has never played, what is to be expected?
I think the most common phrase that's said to me every year with this tournament is, this is my first one and I'm not going to miss another. And, to me, it started off, I moved into the community, Newtown, and, it's a close-knit community. And I thought, man, this would be a great opportunity to build an event. And I've always wanted to build a huge event, but I wanted to play in it too. So I didn't want to build it so big that I can't play. And now it kind of is that point. But yeah, it's basically a party, and just happen to have a cornhole tournament in it.
It is.
What it is. It's all skill levels. It's been one of my biggest challenges, is just keeping players in the right divisions. That always, and no matter what tournament you hold, that's always going to be a challenge. But yeah, it started off with 84 teams our first year. We actually started in the COVID year. I'm shocked they even let me pull it off, but we were able to get 84 teams during the COVID year. And then the following year, we really bumped it up. We got to 184. And then the year after that, we got to 256. And then last year we were at 376.
Wow.
So this year I fully expect 448, and that's the biggest it can get. Just no space. And we want to get done. Like last year I had some technical difficulties because our internet was in and out. It was raining the night before, pretty windy. So my Wi-Fi situation was sketchy. So it got us going into the dark. And last year at the end of the tournament, I had 36,000 steps on my Apple Watch. And I just, because I would stop and run around trying to get the Wi-Fi going. And I felt so bad because the championship was starting to get into the dark, but everybody said it made it that much. People were surrounded in the bleachers, and I know they were trying to probably make me feel better, but this year I'm going to have a Wi-Fi. I'm going to spend extra money to make sure we have a good Wi-Fi to get that done in a good amount of time. But I would expect to have, it's a good time. It's a lot of people are saying, hey, you know what? It came out, we won one game, we lost two, we're out, but they're more happy about being knocked out of this tournament than they are going on, because they get to enjoy it. And, I got live music from Bruce and Company coming like we did last year. I have a DJ all day. So it's a good time. It's a party.
Right. So you see all skill levels, like is the people that are coming to you and saying, this is my first year, have they thrown cornhole before and they're just getting into it, or their friends told them about this party and, hey, there's cornhole involved too?
Yeah, there is a lot of new players that come in. So I wanted to try to protect the neighborhood too, because the neighborhood is full of just new, like they're literally backyard play where we all started, and they just never really, they don't really have any desire to take it any further than that. So that's when I created the resident division. So both players on the team this year have to be from either Newtown or Charlestown. And usually we do a sign up before the official registration opens to give them an opportunity to sign up before we open up to the rest of the world. But they like that. It's a fun tournament. It's new players. Then I have a rec division for anybody that's outside of Newtown, newer players to play. But every once in a while, I mean, it's an outdoor tournament. Anything can happen outdoors. People have a good game. They have a good tournament. I mean, you end up running against a player that's significantly better than you are, and they may not do that the next game. It's kind of hard. I've been blessed. I don't get a lot of complaints. People understand that it is a luck of the draw on the where you go in the bracket, who you play, and stuff like that. But I do try to make a conscious effort of trying to keep people in the right division. It is a little harder not being in the game every weekend like I used to be. I used to be around the game a whole lot where I can really know, no, you're not playing rec. You need to be at least a comp.
The comp, yeah.
Yeah, but for the most part, people are honest. Again, I think there's a few that are not, but it's hard to police that. But for the most part, everybody's they're honest about where they should play. And I ask them, hey, is this where you think you should play? Be honest. And if they're honest with me, I'm going to take them for their word until they prove they're not. And then if they win it, then we move them up. So
yeah.
But yeah, that's there's divisions. I mean, there's people that come out there that don't even want to play. They just come out, set up their tent, and it's a day, live music, and just the atmosphere is insane.
Yeah, the fact that it's growing so much every single year tells you that you're doing something right, though. So.
I would say there's no way I could do it without Jen and Jen. Jen Lewis and Jen Jones are my. They are my backbone. Like they, and even Brian Jones in the beginning, Josh Zeller, Josh. There's a lot of people that they just chip in. They have as much love for this event as I do. But those two, they have to hear my crazy ideas, and they have to hear every year when I say, you know what, we're not going to get any bigger than this, and then all of a sudden I start rolling out. I say, hey, what do you guys think about 50 more teams? What do you think about that? And they're like, Jerry, you're killing us. But that tournament. It doesn't go without them. So if anybody out there sees them, I mean, give them love, because they are the heart and soul of the throwdown. That is for sure.
Yeah, I'm going to give them shouts out because I've participated in your tournaments and Ballpark Village. I'm going to say those are the two biggest tournaments in the area. And we're going to give shouts out to Brian Jones, Jen Lewis, and Jen, and it's like what you guys do every year is amazing. Just being out there and enjoying each other, and then fellowshipping and networking. And it's just so much you can do, and just having a good time. Last year I didn't get to play at Newtown, but I did come out. I sat in the stands and watched the final games in the dark. And I don't care if it was dark or not, them guys were shooting. I'm talking about they were throwing like it was, 12 o'clock in the daytime. Right. So but you guys always run a great tournament. But I'm just going to say this. Newtown Throwdown is the biggest tournament in our area besides Ballpark Village. So give yourself some props for that. You and Jen and Brian Jones, seriously, you guys run amazing tournaments. Amazing.
We got a great team. I would put our team up again when we're cruising and everybody is doing what they need to do on these big tournaments, because it's not easy. I mean, there's just a lot of moving parts, but that team is, like I said, Brian is my cheerleader. Brian's always telling me, you can do, there ain't nothing you can't do. He is always telling me, you go for it. Now, he does tell me sometimes I'm crazy, but that to me motivates me. I want to try to pull something crazy off. So
but that means you have a good team member. You guys are a great teamwork. Company at least tells me I'm crazy sometimes too. So, but we make a great team though. So that's the thing. It's all about having people to give you honest, criticism and just feedback and advice, but that's what make great teams. But I just had a question for you, just from your observation. Do you see any areas of opportunity for the cornhole community?
I've talked about this for a long time with the girls, and I would really, really love another crazy idea. I want to pull off an end of the year awards banquet voted on by the fellow players. Something that just get us together, and you know what? Not just leave the boards at home. Let's have a night of fellowship and just have some drinks and really celebrate the character around us, the players around us, and make it some sort of an awards ceremony voted on by the players, and maybe there's some fine tuning there. Maybe we get a voting committee, something. But I would love to pull off some sort of a player appreciation awards banquet at some point.
Okay.
That would be good to do.
Oh, well, I'm gonna let you know this, and I think Elise would agree. Cornhole with Smooth will be excited to be involved with that. We would love to be involved. Like seriously, we would. Yeah. So that's awesome.
Yeah, the growth is insane. The people are amazing. We have something special, and I think a lot of people sometimes you get so busy. Maybe one tournament, just sit back and look around and just kind of look at the many different people we bring together, and we all have a common theme. We love the game, but more importantly, just good people. Good people.
Love the idea.
Yeah.
Love the idea.
And then, also we come from many different professions too. So I've thought about a networking group within our cornhole community. I mean, we have electricians, carpenters, car salesmen, real estate agents, we have everything we need within our community. So just anything that brings us closer together.
Jerry, this is the reason I came up with the podcast, and just the brand in general. That was the whole basis of it. You just spoke to it.
Yeah,
that's the reason why I did it, and that's the most definitely reason why I did it.
I was gonna say everything he has said is mirroring what we're trying to do. So that'd be awesome.
Absolutely.
What's been your favorite event to be involved in? I know you have the Newtown Throwdown, Ballpark Village. Are there ones that you really enjoy being a part of?
I love the JP tournament. The Peisman tournament, I love them out there. They're just an amazing, amazing family. And they're part of our family too, but they do an absolute amazing job. So if you get a chance to go, I think they're in September, if I'm not mistaken. That is one of my favorite tournaments to obviously be a part of. Spencer McKenzie in California. Every year I go there and I think, okay, what am I going to bring back to Newtown? Like what are they doing that? And every year I walk in, I go, forget this. I don't want nothing to do with this. It's like the throwdown on steroids. Like it's too much. I actually sometimes get anxiety when I say, just forget it. We're doing good. Let's just leave it the way we got it. But that's a fun one. If you get a chance to attend the Spencer McKenzie tournament, that's a good one. Obviously Ballpark Village, Brian works his butt off on that one. That's an amazing tournament too, and it's such a great turnout. Fun day. Me and Brian Jones won it last year. Man, that was probably my favorite memory of cornhole ever, playing and then winning that tournament with him was probably, like I said, it was the top of my list for sure.
Yeah, I watched that. I watched those games. But amazing job, you guys. Amazing job. But
very seamless. I played for the first time Ballpark Village last year. And it was just you guys can tell you're a great team and that you've been doing it for a while because everything just runs so smooth.
Oh yeah, Jen are just like I said. They need. I want to give them MVP every year. They do amazing. And Dardine Prairie Cornhole, she's
out.
always getting involved with the community, with the fundraiser. That's kind of a sleeper part of this game too, is, Dardine Prairie Cornhole. She's going to these fundraisers and she's introducing a lot of newer players that are there just to raise money for a cause, to say, I had fun. When's your next tournament? She's bringing a lot of new players in it. So her, Cottleville Cornhole, Warren County Cornhole, please forgive me if I forget, but all of those groups, they're out there doing that, and they're introducing our game to a lot of people. So anytime you see one of those fundraisers, support them because, like I said, that's a big part of where we're going too.
Yeah, just big time shouts out to Dardine Perry, Cornhole. I mean, Jen Jones was the person I reached out to when I first learned about Cornhole. So she plays a major part of where I'm at right now. So always love, and she is Cornhole family forever. So shouts out to Jen Jones and Ken
and their Slider Cup tournament. If you get a chance, it sells out. I hear. I haven't been able to make it in two years, but this year I got my alarm set. I'm trying to get in that and I'm going to come out. And even if I don't get in on the tournament, that right there that's a day. That's a fun day. Her and Ken do an amazing job with that, and Jen Lewis too. That's a fun event. So if you can get in on that one, you're in St. Louis, go to that one for sure.
Yeah. I've seen that on Facebook. What all does that involve?
So it's a Slider Cup. So they'll do a live draft. So they got 4 captains this year. I can't remember who all the captains are, but they'll do a pod like this, and they'll just do a random draft. So you'll have your list of players that's actually signed up, and then first round pick, they boom, they build their team. And then you play singles, you play doubles, and then you play crew cup. And the team at the end has the most points, wins the cup that they have. And it's a day. I mean, like I said, you set up her whole backyard. It's cornhole heaven in her backyard. They got a pool. They fit, I think, 10, 15 boards back there. Everybody brings out their canopies. It's basically the Newtown Throwdown in her backyard. Basically. That's how I would describe the Slider event. The Slider Cup.
Awesome.
You need to get her live music. Maybe this year I'll bring a band out there for her. We'll do live music out there. That'll take it to another level for her.
That'd be awesome. Mm-hmm. That'd be awesome. And I do want to mention something. I just want to say thank you for, asking me to do interviews at Newtown Throwdown. We were totally excited about doing that. We're going to make sure we come out and represent well, just for Cornhole with Smooth and for you, man. So I just want to say thank you personally.
Very well. I'm proud of you guys. This is awesome. Yeah. Like, you have a lot of players from all over the country that come in for that. So
yeah. So, like, what's some advice you've been given that's really has stuck with you? Just over the years, it's some advice from anybody. It can just be whomever.
Yeah. Well, I guess pertaining to the game, I guess I would say play the game, not the player. A lot of people will get intimidated who they're about to play. And really, it's just about playing your game. And I've been a beneficiary of that. You know what I mean? Like a lot of times, if people are playing you, they know you've been playing a while. You can afford to be off a little bit because this person's going to be a little more intimidated. And then so that's my biggest advice for newer players that are playing in tournaments and they're starting to grow in the game. Just play the game, not the player. That's probably the best advice I ever got, cornhole wise. And then obviously life-wise, just treat people like you want to be treated, man. I mean, I believe in karma. I believe what goes around comes around. And, there's, I don't know. We're only here for a short period of time. So while we're here, let's enjoy it together,
Man, great advice right there. And that's so real. We are here for a short period of time. So treat others how you want to be treated.
Yeah.
100%.
You really portray that too, Jerry. I mean, I've hung out with you a few times, been around you during a couple events, and I get nothing but good vibes from you. So definitely what you're putting out is good energy.
Absolutely. Blessed.
Yeah, most definitely. I'm just going to, what Lisa just said, but every time we see each other, it's 100% love. This is my guy right here. It's my guy. But we really appreciate you taking out your time today to be on the Cornhole with Smooth podcast. If people want to get to, reach out to you about your, your insurance and things like that, how can they reach you? Can you just plug yourself, put yourself out there?
Oh, yeah.
Where to reach you at?
Just look at your Facebook. It's going to pop up there.
That is true.
I do. I do a lot of posting. You look me up on Facebook, you're going to find all my information. So, and I always tell people, like I said, if you're shopping insurance, quotes are free. It doesn't cost you anything. I'm going to tell you right now, if your rates are good, I'm going to tell you to stay where you're at. The other thing I would plug, and then I do plug a lot of, I don't like to see GoFundMes on Facebook for families when they lose loved ones. So, I would not sleep on at least getting a life insurance quote, whether it's from me or if you have an agent, call them. Like, just life insurance is one of the most underrated policies that, believe it or not, a lot of people don't carry. And, I would just say I watched a lot of families. I personally watched, been close to me that's passed that didn't have life insurance before I was in the business. It's tough. So if I'm plugging that, that's the only thing I would plug. And that's not just shelter and call Jerry for it. But if you have an agent, I would definitely look at getting life insurance for sure.
Man, shouts out to you, Jerry. Shouts out to you, man. Again, we really appreciate you coming on, man. And man, it's anytime I'm around you, man, the energy is just amazing. I love throwing against you. One of the best throwers I've thrown against in the Airmail game. It's crazy. Crazy. But no, I've watched you. We were just in league together, and we had some battles. And you always look over to me and like, hey, great throwing, or do this or do that. I mean, you're always looking out, man. I appreciate you for that.
Absolutely.
100%.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you again for being on, man. And we know we'll talk to you real soon.
All right. It's a privilege. It's an honor. Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate you guys.
No problem. Have a good one, sir.
All right. Have a good day, guys.
Bye.
All right. Man, great conversation.
Yep. Jerry's
Great conversation with Jerry. He is an amazing guy, man. I told you, like I say, every time I see him, man, it's always great energy, man. He never frowns or anything. He just goes out there and plays, smiles, and go home. Yeah. it's just who Jerry is. I mean, any final things you want to say?
No. I'm excited for all the events that are coming up to see what Jerry's doing and how we can be involved with that. So we're definitely going to plug his insurance stuff in on the Cornhole Smooth page. So we'll make it easy to find him. And then keep an eye out on our Facebook page for some more events that are coming up.
Yes. And, before we go, I want to give a shout out to our sponsors. And we're going to give a shout out to Iris in the City, right above Elise's head. Fade to Focus Gallery, TCM products right here. You've got Primrose Realty and Realtors right behind us. We have High Roller Bag Company. We have Soul Seeker. We have, Restore Restoration. We have official Cornhole gear. Let's give a shout out to Kenethia and Sean for, being our new sponsor. And we're always looking for others who want to sponsor. If you want to get in contact with us, you could just hit us up at cornholewithsmooth@gmail.com. Again, I'm Jay Smooth, and that is...
I'm Elise Whitelaw.
And this is Cornhole with Smooth, the podcast. Peace.